Hey, what's going on? Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. The first one was a test, and I thought it was something different. Delete. Yes, delete. How's it going? I figured this live stream thing out thanks to Dom, Mr. Mac Mixing. Basically, what was happening was like the email address was my normal one, but I had to like create a password for my Google Plus page, and then go on there and set that as the thing. But the hard part was is it kept asking me, hey, you need to sign back in, sign back in, sign back in. I was like, how do I do this? So what I did was open the camera app, went to live streaming. I kept hitting cancel, and as soon as I hit the settings button on the left where it says like invite, then I saw at the very bottom that the account was my normal email address, my main one, and I had to click on that and change it to my page. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, everything's working. Let me see if I can share this right now, live streaming. Hold on, I'm trying to share this. There we go. I figured it out. I figured it out. I'm tweeting this now. There we go. I tweeted out the live stream link. It would be cool if it showed the comments, but it doesn't really show the comments. Hey, Tech Life, today, how are you doing? My shirt. This is cool. This is my note. This is my note. This is awesome. As far as like a device for viewing YouTube videos, replying to emails, managing your Destiny loadout with Data Manager, something for browsing the web and stuff like that, I definitely recommend Chromebooks. This Chromebook is an i3 with 4 gigs of RAM, and it does things so much better than the Surface 3. Now the Surface Pro might handle web Chrome a little better, but you're gonna spend way more than $200 for this thing. So I like it. Good. The quality is fantastic. I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't know what to say, y'all. You're gonna have to ask questions. I my so I can go a few days without wearing my retainers, but it's like if I didn't wear them last night, and you can tell. Like if I also take a picture, I would want to wear my retainers the night before. That way when I wake up, they're nice and straight. But for some reason, my teeth move so damn much when I sleep, and I don't want to wear my retainers every single night. So it doesn't bother me too much. I could put them on right now, and in 30 minutes they're freaking probably less than 30 minutes. And then after I take them off, they're moving again. So I'm not wearing my retainers for the rest of my life. As this damn tooth right here irritates the piss out of me. Yes, I am using Google Fiber right now. I don't know what my upload and download speed's going at. I wonder if I could check my network and see what my speeds are going at right now. Like for my phone. Wi-Fi devices. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what. But there's my fiber screen. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know what. But there's my fiber screen. It doesn't tell me what my speeds are going at, though. It doesn't say, like, what my phone is currently uploading at. That'll be interesting to know. CM12 on the GS6. That would be a pretty solid phone. Definitely. Tell me what my speeds are going at, though. It doesn't say, like, what my phone is currently uploading at. That'll be interesting to know. CM12 on the GS6. That would be a pretty solid phone. Definitely. So this guy right here this morning tweeted me this. Found your fix. Shout out to that guy, Mr. DJ Ranonia. I was having trouble with my live streaming, if you saw my video. And Dom, Mac Mixing, figured out how to fix it. Found your fix. Shout out to that guy, Mr. DJ Ranonia. Hey, honestly, Mr. G4 Fire, I'm okay with running stock on my... let me turn the volume down this so it's not double repeating. I'm honestly perfectly fine with what's on my Note 5 right now. Another tweet from... Hold on a second. One Brian 5. He showed me how to disable the S Finder and Quick Connect buttons. And now they don't show up on my Note 5 anymore. It's a simple little thing. You hit the edit button, and at the very bottom you'll see S Finder and Quick Connect. Just uncheck those, and you can no longer have that come down. So Samsung's doing a lot of good stuff, and I like a lot of the pin features for when I want to use my pin. So and also I like my fingerprint. I would lose that with CyanogenMod. CyanogenMod belongs on some phones like the Galaxy S6, or with terrible battery life. Or the Galaxy S5, where you have no RAM to run any of the bloatware Samsung has. So there's some phones where CyanogenMod would definitely be a perfect fit, but as far as this phone so far, I wouldn't put CyanogenMod on it. I love CyanogenMod, don't get me wrong. That's how a lot of my channel got started, making tutorials on how to put CyanogenMod on phones, because those phones needed CyanogenMod to even run in the first place. And CyanogenMod breaks cameras. The cameras, I remember back when I had a 1080p front camera, I put CyanogenMod on there, and it's the square box that's 480p because they couldn't figure out how to get the camera to work properly. And on previous devices before that, the camera didn't even load. You just see a green screen when you loaded the camera app up. So I'm perfectly fine with what I have, and features like this are amazing. If Samsung keeps doing stuff like this, more power to them. Live streaming from my phone, like right now, I'm talking to you guys. I'm reading your comments, which I need to put that back up. Well, see, here we go. I gotta read your comments. I can't read them on the phone. Note 4, I'm telling you, man, James, the Note 4 is still a great phone. You're gonna love it. Nothing wrong with it. And it'd be really cool if they added this feature to the Note 4, or if someone in the dev community figured out how to port this to a phone. If you're perfectly fine running stock, leave it the way it is. The Note 5 is pretty damn good stock anyways, just like you're saying. Yeah, exactly. Mushy. Yes. CyanogenMod definitely belongs in some phones. Some phones need CyanogenMod. But like the Note 5, it handles everything flawlessly. The Note 4 handles things just fine. I would say like a Note 3 or Note 2, definitely put CyanogenMod on it, because those devices have had their time. But we need to get some more people in here. I wonder if I can... Nick! What's going on, Nick? I need to. How can I get the word out about on my main channel? I thought about trying this from my main channel, and then, but then I don't know how. It was such a hard work just to get the damn thing to run on my page anyway. Because if you have a Google Plus, you have to have a page for your YouTube account to work. So I had to. It was a lot of work to get it to work, but it worked. I'm talking to you guys right now. So high there. Like the LG G3, I'm looking at my how to install CyanogenMod thumbnail video. CyanogenMod belongs in the G3. To me, I didn't have Lollipop on it. I did put KitKat on it, not Lollipop. So I don't know if it's gotten any better. But I know with KitKat, there was more lag on that thing than there was on the Note 3. The G3 lagged really bad. G4 I didn't have any issues with it at all. It worked just fine. Yes, Mario. T-Mobile does not lock bootloaders. That's why I buy my phones from T-Mobile. If T-Mobile started locking bootloaders, I wouldn't buy it from them anymore. G3. The G3, oh my goodness. Once you put CyanogenMod on it, it was a really good phone. But with the KitKat and their ROM they had, it was bad. Oh yes, the S4, oh my goodness. My dad still has that phone, and oh man, you don't know how bad I want to flash it and just make him deal with what it has on it. And you're welcome, Mario. Yeah, I buy my phones from T-Mobile, and then after 40 days, you can open the app up that says device unlock and unlock it. And then I can throw my AT&T SIM card in there if I want to use it on an AT&T. I'll keep my Note 5 on T-Mobile because it's a T-Mobile phone. It's got T-Mobile apps on it. And I have my Nexus 5 and my M9, which are both like unlocked developer edition phones that don't have carrier bloatware, or like if I put AT&T on my Note 5, I'd still have like a My T-Mobile app and stuff like that. So I'll just keep it T-Mobile, and I like T-Mobile a lot, and if this phone becomes one of my favorite phones, I'll want to use my favorite service on my favorite phone. So yeah. The Moto X, I don't have any experience with Moto X's. I do apologize. Yeah, I was going to put Lollipop on his S4. But what he had was working fine, and he's in the military, and he's got an extended battery on it, and his battery's lasting quite a long time with the zero limit battery on there, and I don't want to try to put Lollipop on there, and then I have to reset it. Because sometimes once you have root and you change a lot of things, you have to reset it, then apply the update to get the new baseband and all the new stuff from Lollipop. And I didn't want to have to deal with that and then restore all of his apps, and then something's not working the way it used to. What he had was working just fine, so I left it that way. Yes, I am streaming from the Note 5, Michael. Can you see? No, you can't see. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. Where's the camera app on this thing? Inception. Battery life's been pretty good so far. I'm getting a little over a day use out of it with average use, moderate use, not craziness. I'm not getting a OnePlus 2. I can't afford a OnePlus 2. And also, if I could afford it, I would need an invite. And then if I didn't have the money at that specific time, that invite would expire and it would be over, and I don't support OnePlus 1. And also, a lot of the reviews I've seen are saying it's not worth the hype. So, whatever. I'm not putting Oxygen OS on a phone. That's OnePlus 1's ROM, and I don't like what OnePlus 2 does. OnePlus 1 does as a company, and I haven't since the OnePlus 1. I had the OnePlus 1 for a week, and we got rid of it. We sold it. We bought it on Craigslist. We sold it on Craigslist. Did you have to replace your Video Shield tablet? I actually returned it a couple weeks after I did the video. I got really tired of the little gap there was in the screen and dust and crap, and I wasn't happy with the build quality, so I returned it, and I didn't get another one. I still have my Shield TV, though. The Shield TV is in a questionable place. I honestly haven't even turned it on in probably 3 weeks. It's sitting there, and I haven't turned it on or touched it. The only thing I would ever use it for is Kodi. To put a movie on a flash drive or a TV show and watch it with Kodi on my Shield TV. Or maybe every once in a while if I could... I don't even know the controller's down there. I'd pick the controller up, play a couple games, and then I would switch to the PlayStation. Honestly, I was a huge fan of it when I got it. I was so excited about it, and now I don't ever touch it. I don't know. It's kind of in an odd place right now with all... As a game console, I'd rather use a PlayStation or an Xbox. As a movie viewing device, it's pretty good. But you probably better off just getting a Chromecast or something. I don't know. It's the $199 version. That's a different story because Roku's are about $100. And would I recommend going with that for $200 for an extra $100? Probably. If you're a really heavy movie watcher, I mean, you can put two USB flash drives in there that are, 64 gigs, 128 gigs. You can put a SD card in there. You can load your movies up on it. It's really a good device. It's just, I don't use it that much anymore. What's the best Android wear? Honestly, I haven't had a watch since the Moto 360. And we had three Moto 360s. And then we finally it's on the third one, we were like, we're done. We're done. Not getting another Moto 360. Not doing it. So the LG G Watch was a much better watch. Note 5 to the Note 4. Note 4 to Note 5. Alejandro Castillo? That's a good question. Absolutely nothing is going to replace being able to take your battery out of your Note 4 and put a fully charged one in there. Like right now, mine was dead the other day, and I didn't have time to... Well, not dead, but it was at like 47%, and I didn't have time to charge it. If I would have had my Note 4... I would have just put 100% charged battery in there, put the 40% charged on the battery, on the charger in here, and charged it up and been fine. And then I've only got 32 gigs of storage right now until I go to the T-Mobile store and upgrade to the 64 gig version. So I've got to delete stuff, videos, because this thing records really high quality videos. With the Note 4, you've got 32 gigs plus a 64 gig or 128 gig card. Now, if you're someone that never buys an SD card, and if you're someone that never buys extra batteries for your phone, then yeah, get the Note 5. But if you buy extended batteries and extra batteries and SD cards and stuff, don't get the Note 4. Marshmallow. Interesting story. My Note 5 said there was an update and I'd already rooted it, and every time I root it, I get an update. 10 megabyte update. Some little update to like a little tiny update, but it gets so annoying getting the update notification and then pressing it and not being able to do it even though you have stock recovery because your system's been changed. So I was gonna put the latest version on there, and then I went ahead and put the Marshmallow on there, and just for the few hours I've played with it, there's only little tiny differences. Like the app drawer, you have like, I think it's recents or favorites up at the top. It's just really small changes. I don't know why they called it 6.0. I don't think we're ready yet for a 6.0. I think like a 5.2 or a 5.5 would have been suffice for the amount of changes I see right away. As 6.0, I think they're just jumping the gun and trying to catch up with other people that are making like iOS 9 or Windows Mobile 9 or something. I think they're doing what Chrome did. Like, I remember back when Firefox was like little tiny upgrades, like 206, 207, 2011. 2.1 was a big release. And then 2.2 was a big release. And then when Chrome started doing like version 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 36, 45, 53, then Firefox was like, oh, we need to, every time we release a small little update, we need to go Firefox 14, Firefox 15, Firefox 17. I think that's what Google's doing right now. What's better, the Zenfone 2? I've never had any of those. I couldn't tell you. Marshmallow. I don't know, man. I don't know about the Desiree. I never really followed those phones. Greg is right. They have zero lag. And if you're done with Samsung, you probably had like an S4 or an S5 or one of the devices that Samsung was not the smartest company and only put the bare minimum amount of RAM that it took to run their skin on top of Android. Samsung's made some pretty big mistakes, and I'll be the first person to say that. I paid freaking a lot of money for all my Samsung phones. Every Samsung phone I've ever bought was for my own money, full price, $700, $800, $900. Most expensive phone I ever bought was the Note 4 at $841. So I'm allowed to say whatever the freaking hell I want to say about a Samsung phone. If I get something for free, I'm still going to give it an honest review, but it does feel a little different, to be honest with you. Moist, complete phone. Oh yeah, dude. When you're on trips and you're using your phone as a GPS or something, it's nice too. But then again, you can just plug it in. What's the next video gonna be? It's a toss-up. I got a new product from Anchor, and I've had it for a few days now. I feel kind of bad. I need to do the video on it. I'll probably end up doing it later today. And then after that, I'll probably talk more about the Shield TV. And I don't know, man. It's really just a toss-up. I don't really have plans. Your Note 4 battery life is sucking, dude. My wife, we reset the phone. She's using it. She's got probably over 100 apps installed, and hers is doing just fine. The Note 5 is pretty slim just because it's all like one slab now. It's not, you don't have backs and batteries and stuff like that. Flossy, alright, Flossy Carter. Flossy Carter is my dude. I've been following him since 2010. Let's talk about Flossy Carter. So, I was looking up, back when I had the Samsung Moment, or I think I got the Transform. I think it was when I got the Transform. The Evo Shift, I didn't get the Evo Shift because I bought my Moment. I was in a 2-year contract, couldn't update, or a year contract because I was on like an employee plan. Let me shut my door. I was on an employee plan. I could upgrade my phone every 12 months, which was cool. So the Evo came out, and then I couldn't get it because I was still on my contract. So the Evo Shift 4G LTE came out, and I really liked having a keyboard on my Samsung Moment in my Transform. Those were my first Android devices. So I was used to having a keyboard, and I really liked typing on the keyboard. And I thought I had to have a keyboard. I had to. My phone had to have a keyboard. So the Shift came out, and I went on YouTube and I searched Evo Shift 4G LTE review. I sorted it by like newest upload or something, and I saw Flossy's video. This is back in 2010. So we've been friends since then, and I don't understand how he live streams for so long. Like, I go to sleep probably about midnight, and I wake up at like 7 to get my daughter to school on Monday morning. There'd be no way I could stay up like that. That dude, that dude's crazy. I'll say it. Flossy is crazy. No, Jose. No. I really hate the questions, which phone is better. All the phones these days are the same in terms of specs, so it really depends on personal preference and what you do with the phone. Yes, for the fire, you're correct. You are correct. I've said it in my Note 5 first impressions. We're now at the point where we all have quad-core phones. Maybe you have an octa-core phone. You're really not going to notice the huge difference between a quad-core phone. We all have three gigs of RAM. This one has 4. You don't really notice the difference until you open up a buttload of stuff. You might notice the difference that you have that extra gig of RAM. We're at the point now where everything's just kind of the same. You have different overlay. Samsung, you have TouchWiz. LG, you have their OS. Motorola, you got their skin, sort of, unless you buy like a Moto X, like stock version. And then you can argue, well, the Moto X stock edition, or the Moto X and the Nexus 5, Nexus 6, they all have the same exact overlays. They all look exactly the same. When you flip it open, you do all your stuff. Like, what's the point of buying the different devices? That's like putting signage on phones. What you're doing is basically turning every phone into the same thing, except one might have an SD card slot and the other one doesn't. One might have a removable battery and the other one doesn't. One might have a better camera than the other one. It's just, I was at the point now where it's like, if you have a Note 4, it's a perfectly fine phone. It's a perfectly fine phone. Unless you have to have the latest and greatest and you have hundreds of dollars to throw away, get the Note 5. If you have a Note 3, definitely consider the Note 5s. Unless you have batteries. Like I said earlier, if you're using your Note 3 and you've never taken your battery out of it, and you have a little crappy SD card in there, or you don't have an SD card at all, get the Note 5. But if you're a power user that uses extended batteries and swaps out batteries before you leave your house, and you have a 64 gig or 128 gig card in your phone, get the Note 4. I'm sure everything we like about the Note 5 can be ported to the Note 4 with a custom ROM. You're welcome, Jamel. This dude wrote no stars. Alinaris? You like, that's weird. I don't even understand what he's saying there. How can I make the Note 4 battery last all day? Oh! Okay. So it wasn't lasting the greatest until I put Greenify on there. You gotta put Greenify on there. There's also Servicely through James Franco? Service... Now let me just Google it. Servicely. No. There you go. There's the app. Servicely. You can use that or you can use Greenify. Basically, some apps, the moment you turn your phone on, are using up your battery until your phone's dead. And you don't know it. You have no clue. You might get a notification from that app that says, hey, your farm needs tending, or your people are about to die, or you need to do this. But these apps will basically nip those in the butt. Real Racing 3 is a culprit. Real Racing 3 will run a lot. And you need to have an app like this to nip it in the butt and stop it from running all day. Some, like, loadout manager for Call of Duty was the same way. You can still use Greenify without root, dude. Greenify will work without root. Servicely won't work without root, I don't think. Exactly, you can root it. Pretty... I do not play Fallout Shelter. My wife has been playing it, and she's been spending Google Play credit. She really likes it. If you're using Google Opinion Rewards, you can get free money. Yeah, I get a notification that says, answer this little 5-second survey. And then I answer it, and I get 90-something cents. And then, after so long, you get more stuff. Yes, I have the beta on my PS4, and I'm not a huge fan of the Black Ops 3. I feel like it's like I had a little bit of fun until I started dying over and over and over and over and over again. Then I turned it off and haven't touched it. What's up, Bane Tech? How you doing, Josh? What YouTube live camera do you use? I'm using the Note 5 stock camera app. No, Greenify can be without root. It works better with root, but he's done a lot of work for people that don't have root. I don't want to void warranty when I use it on my HTC One M8. James, you might be a little bit your carrier's still gonna look at your phone and go, okay, something's not working right. We're gonna help you with that, even if you have root. Like I remember I had S off, bootloader unlocked, like everything, and they didn't even look. They didn't even check. They were just like, here's your new phone. Like they don't even check. Now HTC on the other hand will check. And yeah, SquareTrade will also, if it was something because you dropped your phone or you busted your screen or something, they'll still fix it even if you rooted it. Now if like you rooted it and now it doesn't start up or it's boot looping or something, they might try to flash it or something. I don't know what they would do in that case. But if it's broken and it wasn't because of you rooting it, they'll fix it. That's why I was looking. That's if you saw me. Stop it, please. I said stop it, please. I said hold on a second. I can't pause this.
Wait, I thought you were doing. No, let me finish. I thought you were doing doing Destiny. So, and you wanted.
No, I'm not doing Destiny right now.
So.
I'm not doing Destiny right now.
So yeah, I thought you were.
No, you're fine.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Get out of there.
Probably the Note 5, definitely. What is rooting? Shut up, Josh. Favorite TV shows? Walking Dead. How to Get Away with Murder. Gotham. Flash. Arrow. Probably Walking Dead, though. Really like Flash. I really like Arrow. Project Fi. Matthew. Good question. I have a pending invite. I could accept it. I could do it. I have a Nexus 6. I could start using it today. But I've been using Google Voice for such a long time, and I lose a lot of features like if I get a call from a number and I don't know that number, I immediately hit 4 on my dial pad. It says, this call's now being recorded. And both people on both ends here. So if I'm getting harassed by somebody, they're going to watch what they say because they just got a notification, like they just heard verbally, this call's now being recorded. So they're going to watch what they say. And I like a lot of the things about Google Voice. And I lose those when I switch over to Project Fi. I requested an invite to Project Fi through an alternate email address where I won't give up my Google Voice number for Project Fi. So I'm waiting for maybe if I get that invite, then I'll sign up for Project Fi. But I'm not gonna just give up Google Voice that I've had for, oh my god, more than 7 years now. 8 years since 2008. No, about 7 years. And the Note 5 hasn't been getting hot at all. Yeah, live streaming is pretty awesome on the Note 5. Dude, I love Arrow. My wife got me to watch it because I watched Flash and there was crossovers. and I didn't understand what was going on, but my wife was caught up on Arrow, so she was like, "That's la la," and I'm out. No, I'm not out. Oh wow, there was more comments up above here. Hold on, I missed some while I was trying to get my daughter out of here. Which is better? Should I get the portable laptop? What Chromebook should I get? Dude, I love this Acer Chromebook that I unboxed. I've been using this thing a lot. There's not a hint of lag. I can watch 1080p videos clearly. I have like 9 different tabs open, like at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 right now. I have like probably 15 extensions working at the moment. And dude, I love this thing. I'm gonna do a review of it soon. I love it. It's $299. It's an i3 with 4 gigs of RAM, and it does everything faster than the Surface 3 does. This thing is fantastic. I love it. I would definitely get this. I mean, unless you need like full Windows, then I would get something with like an i5 or an i7. And if it runs Windows, it has to have at least 6 gigs of RAM, preferably 8. If you get a 4 gig laptop running Windows, you're going to kick yourself in the butt when you realize having Chrome open and Windows up and running, you're using like 3.5 gigs of that 4. And then you open a couple more tabs and using 3.9 gigs of your 4. So if you're getting a Windows computer, get something with 8 gigs of RAM, please. But like a Chromebook like this, if I open up the task manager, I'm using... It's not going to let me bring up the task manager. But I'm using it probably about 2 gigs right now with all these things open and everything running, and it's working flawlessly. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I haven't. Heard good things about it, though. Yes, Stewie. Want to be on BaneTech Live? We're doing a Chubby Bunny challenge in honor of Android Marshmallow. Sounds interesting. I guess email me, Josh, and we'll talk about it some more. Oliver and Felicity. Oh man. Who's watching SummerSlam because of him? Dude, these comments I'm actually surprised at how fast these comments are coming. I'm trying to figure out which ones I've read and which ones I haven't. Supergirl. Oh dude, Supergirl looks awesome. Supergirl looks like it's going to be a really good show. And a show I really like too is Daredevil. Daredevil was so good. Can't wait for season 2. Oh my gosh, that was a good show. But yes, Supergirl looks like it's going to be amazing. League of Legends, no. Job Inc. Okay. But I stream on Twitch every now and then, so it shows this. Okay. Heck yeah, dude. I binge watched Arrow. Like, that was like, I didn't watch Breaking Bad until way after it ended. I think it might have been late 2013, early 2014 when I started watching Breaking Bad. And dude, I remember, oh my god, it would be like 3 in the morning. I gotta get my daughter up for school in 4 hours. And I'm just like, I want to see what happens next. Can I watch one more show? And then I would watch that show and fall asleep halfway through it because I was so tired. Not that it was boring, but because I was so tired. I'd get my daughter on the bus, or she used to ride the bus. Now I drive her. I think on the time she rode the bus. But I got her to school, and I would keep watching Breaking Bad. Oh my god, I love Breaking Bad. Yes, I like Family Guy, but I'm not obsessed with it. Like, if it's on, I'll watch it. It's a really funny show. I really like it. But I'm not going to watch every single episode. Yes, Josh. Daredevil was awesome. I'm addicted to watching live streams and become a fan of Periscope. I like Periscope, too. Not a huge Star Wars fan, but I have nothing against it. I'll watch it, but I'm not like, I haven't been following it like super close. Like I know Darth Vader is, But I don't know. The Note 5's definitely, I'd, as far as faster, I don't really know, but I'd say I definitely like the Note 5 100 times better than the S6. I don't even have the S6 anymore. The battery life is so bad, people are like, just reset it, it'll work fine. And I reset it, my wife started using it, and she quickly went back to the Note 4. And you wouldn't even make it through a full day. Dude, my M9, I would fully charge my M9 and my S6, right? 8 o'clock in the morning, pull them both up the charger. About 9 o'clock at night rolls around, haven't touched either phone all day long. I go to turn the S6 on, press the power button, nothing's happening. It's completely dead. Like, completely. Press power button on this thing, 96% battery life. Like, 93%. And there's my Note 5 right now. This is what you're seeing. Yeah, so the S6, not a fan of it. I don't have it anymore. No. And that's the thing about the S6 Edge Plus. Is it going to be... I don't know if they've done a better job with it or not than the S6 original one. Yeah, that's awesome, Terry. Rewatching again. My wife caught bits and pieces of it, but she wasn't like hardcore into it as much as I was. Hannibal. Okay, I have Prime, definitely. Who doesn't have Amazon Prime? I mean, I remember back when I didn't, and I was like, my order had to be over $25, and I was like, oh, it's free shipping, yay! But it took like 2 weeks to get there. A third gen Moto G, we've talked about it, definitely. My daughter still uses the first gen Moto G to like play games and stuff. It doesn't have service on it. She just uses it to play games and watch Netflix on Wi-Fi and stuff. So we're definitely considering getting the third gen Moto G and then, you know, whatever. But yeah, the third gen Moto G looks pretty awesome. No, Josh, I'm not getting a Moto X Pure Edition. I do not keep up with the Kardashians, Richard. Malcolm's awesome. I like Slade and Roz. Roz, definitely Roz. Roz is a badass. Roz is a badass. Malcolm Merlin's probably second. Oh, Slade. Malcolm Merlin and Slade, they're both pretty evil. I'd say Slade is definitely more evil than Malcolm, so yeah. Roz, Slade, Malcolm. Are you excited for the Nexus 6 or the Nexus 5? Nexus 6 is a really good phone. I'm still using mine at the moment, and I'll probably use it until the Nexus 6.5 comes out. Or the new Nexus 5. That looks pretty awesome, and if I can afford to swing that phone, I will get that phone. You're a terrible person for the fire. For the fire. I don't remember Mendez. Gotta catch you later. See you later, Josh. Get the Moto G with 2 gigs of RAM. Heck yeah, dude. Gotta have 2 gigs of RAM in a phone. If it's pure Android, 2 gigs is fine. 2 gigs is fine. The OnePlus 2. Talked about this earlier, Richard. A lot of the opinions I've seen said they weren't like a huge fan of it, and the hype isn't what it should have been. And no, I'm not gonna buy it. If I had money for it, and if I had an invite, I'd check it out. But I don't. And if I did get the money for it, my invite. Last time I had money for the OnePlus One, I waited for an invite, and then by the time I finally got an invite, I didn't have that money anymore. So it was like I couldn't get it, and I eventually did get a OnePlus One off Craigslist. But then within a week later, it was back on Craigslist. Got rid of it. The OnePlus One, I don't support the company. I don't like what they do with their invite system. And then, on this day, 7 months after the first invite system goes out, we're gonna have a pre-order. I'm not a fan of the OnePlus One at all. I don't know, the Nexus 5 is still a really solid phone, and I still recommend that phone to someone that's looking for, if you can get it for like $200-300, I'd still recommend it. It's still a really good phone. If you put Franco kernel on it, that sucker's gonna last you 2 days of standby time, and you're going to see really good performance out of it. Excuse me. Oh my god! A new product came out, and I emailed the company, and the pre-orders are sold out on this product. I emailed someone that works for that company. They forwarded it to another department, and they're gonna send me one. This is awesome. Oh my gosh! I gotta email these people with my address so they can send me one. This is awesome. Trond. I highly doubt you're watching this, but if you are, thank you for getting me in touch with this person. This is awesome. I love it. I love it. There's times like this D-Link router that I'm using right now. D-Link sent it to me, and that's amazing. I wouldn't have had it if they hadn't sent it to me. And a lot of things like the Surface, there's just a lot of things, and it's like, and it's all thanks to YouTube that stuff like this is happening. And this new product that the pre-orders are sold out. You can't order it, and I'm gonna get one. This is awesome. I don't know if I'll get it before it's released or what, but like all of this is thanks to you guys. Like thanks to everybody that's subscribed to my YouTube channel. This is amazing. I'm in this like super giddy like it's amazing. It's amazing. It's awesome. There's no words to describe it. I really, really, really appreciate everybody. And I remember when I just was doing this like on the side on my days off, and I had just, like a few hundred subscribers, and it was awesome. Like posting a video when I went to bed, waking up to like 10 comments and replying to all 10 comments. It's been amazing. And then it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and I don't know what else to say about it. It's amazing. It's awesome. I gotta read back these comments. I gotta reply to these people. Hold on, let me reply. I gotta read these comments, and I'm gonna reply to these people real quick. I can't. I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I can say it. Okay, Visual and Richard, and so I don't know if I can say it. All right, I don't know. I don't want to say it and then mess up my chances or something. But the pre-orders for this product are sold out right now. Is there going to be a roof for the Note 5? I don't know, man. And I'm kind of tempted not to root it, to be honest with you. It's gotten to the point now where root isn't as necessary as it once was. The only thing I honestly personally use root for is occasionally backing up something that's really important and restoring it, something I couldn't get back or something. And then Wi-Fi tether router. Oh my god. My unlimited 4G LTE plus Wi-Fi tether router, I get to bypass the 3 gig data limit through tether, and I get to I remember when I went to the T-Mobile store to get a phone, they're like, how did you use 71 gigs in a month? How's that possible? So, that's like the biggest reason I would want root on my Note 5 is for Wi-Fi tether in my T-Mobile service. But honestly, if I'm going to go on a trip and I know I'm going to be tethering a lot, I'll probably take the SIM card out of my Note 5, put it in my M9, or my Nexus 5, and just install Wi-Fi tether router on those phones since they're rooted, and then put my SIM card back in my Note 5. I hate you, Visual. I gotta reply to these people. Hold on. Ugh. Awesome. I just emailed these people with my address. This is awesome. This is awesome. Alright. Damn, he's really What? Visual, shut up. There was a time when it was definitely much more needed than it is now. I'm not saying I won't root my Note 5, but I'm just tired of getting root, trying to apply an update. That update fails. I gotta go to SamsungFirmware.com, or I gotta go to find an RUU for my M9, or I gotta find the stock factory image for my Nexus 5, reset it, flash it with the new stuff, have it erased, and then re-download my apps and restore stuff every time there's a little update. It gets really annoying, and that's the only reason I could even say don't root a phone, just because it's so annoying and frustrating having to start from scratch every time there's a little update. Yeah, no. If I didn't have fiber, but Giga Power was in my area, I'd be signing up for Giga Power. There's no doubt about it. Thank you, Visual. Thank you. My Nexus 5, I've restarted the damn thing probably 15 times because there's this little 10.8 megabyte update, and it's like I can't apply it. I have stock recovery. I rooted through CF Auto root. I know there's a way to like flash the image where it doesn't erase your user data. And I should do that, but it's still frustrating. Dude, it's on my wireless charger by my bedside right now. I wake up, at 5 in the morning, Friday morning, see what Zer's selling, or check the news or something, or read emails or something. Dude, Nexus 7 2013, hell freaking yeah. Yeah, add away. The internet gets paid through ads. So if I go to dev host and I want to download a file, look at this, okay? I'm not blocking ads right now because I'm trying to support companies who get paid through ads like I do. And look at this. There's like 19 different download buttons, and you don't know which one's the right download link. I'm not blocking ads. Every website I go to has ads. Go to speedtest.net. Let me do that real quick. Speedtest.net. This is one of the worst sites. Okay, look at this. Look at this. It's just and it slows down your computer to load all those damn ads. It takes a second. You know you want me to do it. You know you do. This is on Wi-Fi. This is on Wi-Fi. My daughter's in the living room watching Netflix. I'm live streaming at 1080p on my Note 5 right now. And no telling what other devices are doing what on my internet right now. And this is a little $200 Chromebook on my Wi-Fi. Okay, so 181 by 185 on Wi-Fi. Not complaining at all. That's Wi-Fi, not wired. Wired, I'd get 940. Yes, it's definitely easy to... I don't even know what I'm saying. Visual. I've got certain keywords flagged. Please don't use that word on my channel. I don't want my daughter to get on there and read all the crap that people say with that word on there. I don't want my little brother to get on there and see those words. So I have them blacklisted. If you comment with that word, no one's going to see it but me until I approve it. And I'm not going to approve it. That's cool. I could rewind it. No, I could rewind a live stream and rewatch it. It's Inception. You're watching something you just watched. I love this thing. This thing is awesome. This thing is so good. Like if I go, we don't have a washer and dryer, normal washer and dryer hookups here, so we have to go to laundromat. And this thing goes with me to laundromat all the time. I love this thing. I really do. It's the F word. The F word. I say it. I try not to. I don't want my daughter to... If I don't want my daughter to say certain words, I try not to say those certain words. Sometimes things happen, and it slips up, and you say it. But I don't want it being all over my channel. And that's why you'll probably... If you look at all the videos I've ever posted, you'll probably only hear me say the F word 5 times. And one of them was my... hot pepper challenge video. I was so hot and burning my mouth. It was like, yes, the Nexus 7 2013 is still a very solid device. And if you're looking for a budget tablet and you can find one for pretty cheap on Craigslist, I still recommend it. I would love to get a Nexus 7 2013 with a SIM card, like an LTE model. I'd love to. Because the Nexus 9 LTE version is so damn expensive. A $200 Chromebook. Stay away from a $200 Windows computer. You're going to get a gig or two of RAM, which is going to barely run Windows, and that'd be the equivalent of buying a S5 from Sprint or T-Mobile or AT&T or something. Don't. If you're going to buy a Windows computer, expect to spend $700 on something that has 8 gigs of RAM and an i5. Definitely get an i5 and definitely get 8 gigs of RAM if you're going to get a Windows computer. How are you today? I don't know what you're... No, both Richard. Chromebook just for browser and Windows for Windows. Exactly! Gregory, this Chromebook, like on my laptop, like this little Surface here, I pretty much only have Chrome open. And I got Windows, and I got Dropbox, and you've got antivirus, and you've got all these things that are hogging up RAM and resources. You don't have that with the Chromebook. This is an i3, and this thing handles everything beautifully. And it's super light. I'm holding it with one hand this entire hour live stream. And my battery life, don't even get me started about the freaking 9-hour battery life. Unplugging this thing, and then it's dark outside, you still got 20% battery life left. Don't even talk about the battery. Oh my goodness, this battery is fantastic. I've never had something last me 9-10 hours. That is this. Oh. Yes, it is an Intel i3. Apple hater. Don't like Apple. It's my preference. If you're a simple person, you want a simple phone, and you want everything, then get an iPhone. I mean, whatever. If you don't want to learn how to use a phone, get an iPhone. Dude, that's terrible. $50 for a Windows computer. My Ford Ranger. My daughter's getting pretty big. And having a car seat in the middle and trying to shift her long legs and moving her foot over to get it in second gear when the light turns green, and then now you're going so slow because it took you so long to move your foot over and get it in second gear. Now you gotta put it back in first gear and then second gear, and then you want to get into fourth gear. You have to move your foot over, put it in fourth gear, and then it snows a lot here in Kansas City. We had snow up until May. I've been here since 2011, 2015. We've had snow in May more than once. And I got stuck in my truck for 5 hours. I got home from work, made it home on an interstate covered with a giant sheet of ice. 30-minute drive home. But there's a hill at our old apartments, and I couldn't go up that hill. My truck was starting to do this up the hill, and I was going to get into an accident. I was going to. And eventually it stopped going forward, and I started rolling backwards. I was stuck in my truck for 5 hours. And at that point in my life, when I'm looking around my floor and I'm moving my seats forward, trying to find a pack of crackers or something in there to eat and drink, I said, never again will I own another two-wheel drive pickup truck. And that's why we bought a four-wheel drive SUV, because of snow here. We have a four-wheel drive SUV, and I can't wait to get that sucker out in the snow. But that's what happened to the Ford Ranger. I sold it. After 5 years of that truck never let me down. I had a 95 Ford Ranger. Bought on Craigslist for $1,200. $1,200. I had it for 5 years. And the only thing I ever had to do was change the clutch. That was for me doing brake stands. I learned how to do a brake stand, and while it's a lot of fun, it really, 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 really is hard on your truck. Doing a brake stand on a manual transmission pickup is probably one of the coolest things. It's just like balancing the brake, the gas, and the clutch, and being in a standstill and getting those back wheels to spin. That is really cool, but it's really hard on it. So I replaced the clutch, replaced motor mounts. That was it. That was it. Check engine light came on twice in the 5 years. One for a sensor in some sensor solenoid or something. Like I paid like $200 for the mechanic to fix it. Check engine light was gone. That truck never once didn't start. Never once did it stall. I love my Ranger, and I would own another Ranger in a second if it was extended cab, 4x4, V6, 4-liter, 4-wheel drive. I wouldn't get a 3-liter, and I wouldn't get another 4-cylinder because they got no power at all. You're on a hill, you're on the interstate going up a hill, and you're putting the damn thing in 4th gear because at 5th gear, you ain't got the power to make it up that hill. Unless you hit that hill at 80 miles an hour in 5th gear. You got to downshift forward to get the power to go up that hill. So, I would definitely, if it was a V6 4-liter 4-wheel drive extended cab, I would get it in a heartbeat. I love the Ford Ranger, and I'd get another one in a heartbeat. I'm not using any smartwatches at the moment. No, and you don't need antivirus on a Chromebook. That's the thing. I was talking about on a Windows computer. Well, Chrome, I bet, would update really fast to disable that virus or something. I don't know how that would work. The purpose of the stream was to test out the Note 5's video streaming service. And I'm on battery right now. It's not even remotely warm. Well, I'd say the back of it's a tad bit warm, but not on the sides or the top or anything. But that was the purpose of it. Just to talk about anything. And you guys keep leaving comments saying, how's your Ford Ranger? How's this? How's that? And I'm replying. So there's nothing specific about this stream. Nate, there's nothing specific about this stream. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. Oh yes, dude. When I sold that truck, it was hard. It was hard. And I still don't have a truck. I have an SUV, so I can put the seats forward, and I have a huge open area for something, but it's still not a truck. Yes, it was very hard to give it up. But having a car seat in the middle and trying to shift with my daughter's legs wrapped around the stick shift, and then also being two-wheel drive and getting a lot of snow here in Missouri, it had to go. It was time. Yes, it is. It's right there. There's my play button. Right there. Vishal. I finally got a dislike on the stream, and eventually it was that guy that was like, what was the purpose of the stream? I wasn't chewing you out, dude. I wasn't chewing you out. I was just saying there was no specific point of the stream. I get a little excited. So if I sounded aggressive, I apologize. No, Periscope still has its place. Periscope's a quick little easy, press a button, you're live, blah, blah, blah. People can keep commenting and you can read them on the screen. Periscope's not going anywhere. It's a really neat service. I don't know how the Flash is. I gotta catch up on it. When it comes back on. It was more of a time thing, really. It was just more of a time thing. And it happened, and I really thank you guys for making it happen. Laurel's hot. Felicity's just smoking hot. Nah, Laurel's cute, but Felicity, man, there's just something about her. Thank you, yo buddy. I really appreciate it. I would say the Note 5, it's hard to tell. I mean, just from normal usage, like opening apps up, reading messages and stuff, you're probably not gonna notice a difference. Like if I put the Note 4 and the Note 5 side by side, you probably would notice a huge difference between stuff loading and happening. Now, if you had 15 apps open that were big apps, you might notice a difference between the 3 gigs and the 4 gigs of RAM, but that's about it. And it's more of a like sleek design. I like it. but I'm going to put a UAG case on it when I get some. Oh my goodness. Let me show you. I can't decide on the colors. UAG. Samsung. Note 5. And then full screen. I can't decide on the colors. Like, I like orange a lot. Come on. I also like the ash one, and the red one looks cool too, because like the phone's black, so like a red and black combo, I think that would be pretty cool. But I definitely want the orange one, and I probably would put the black one on every once in a while. But orange is definitely my favorite. I'm definitely getting these cases. Just gotta order them first. Oh yes, Felicity being a nerd too. She's a geeky nerd like all of us. If you're watching this stream, you're probably a nerd like I am. So, hey, more power to the nerds. Yeah, it's a little slippery. I'm definitely putting a UAG case on it because it's an expensive phone and I don't want to drop the damn thing. Oh yeah, dude, that was sad. That was sad. When Tommy died, that was just bad. I missed that. I like the red one too. And the orange one looks awesome. I love the orange one. So probably get orange, red, and black. The S6 Edge Plus, I've always wanted an Edge phone. They're just more expensive. And when I'm already spending $800 for a phone, to me, it's hard to justify spending $900 for the side, the little Edge part of it. So I think it's a really cool concept, especially now that it's like on both sides. I like that. Just haven't had one, and contrary to popular belief, I'm not rich. When I heard the Note 5 is coming out, I literally set aside money until it came out. I don't have it. I don't have money to buy phones just the second they come out. So that's why I hate it when a new phone's released like out of the blue. Like, oh, Nexus 5 2015 is coming out right now today. Do you have $500 for this phone? No, I don't have $500 for this phone. I like the clear one too. I got a clear one on my Nexus 6. And I got a clear one on my M9. Yes, I would get a zero lumen battery case for my Note 5 for whenever I'm visiting family or away from a charger for a while. Or doing a lot of tethering or something. I have not watched that video. You made a good choice with the Note 5 over the S6 Edge Plus. Thank you. I am hyped for the new Nexus devices too. I love the Nexus phones. The Nexus 5 is charging and it's got Android 6.0 on it. And I love Nexus devices. I know, dude. I want to order all the colors. Oh, FPS Russia uploaded a video. Oh wait, I gotta. No, it's fine. Oh, come on, really? FPS Rush is my dude. He makes some great videos that are just freaking awesome. 37mm anti-toilet gun. I want to watch that. I want to watch that as soon as the stream's over. It's fine. I mean, I don't look at the back of the phone very often. I'm usually staring at the front of it. Mine's off at the moment because I had T-Mobile on it. And my AT&T SIM card's my Nexus 6. So this phone's kind of like just not used at the moment. I don't know. I might put my AT&T SIM card in my M9 just because I like the phone. The build quality is excellent. The speakers are great. I mean, I really like the phone, but I really like my Nexus 6. So it's a toss-up, man. I don't know if I don't know what I'll do. I have no clue. I might put my AT&T SIM card in it. I don't know. I love it. This is a developer edition. I can put whatever SIM card I want to put in there. Not as much as I used to. And thank you very much, Drew. Appreciate the comment. I think I've seen the flamethrower. Oh, is that on the second channel? More FPS Russia? Hold on. Hold on. No, but he did post a remote control sniper, and I haven't watched that video yet, but I want to watch that too. More FPS Russia. Probably I will. I probably will. I'm not a huge fan of synths, and I don't like the way they changed how the brightness works. I don't like how they changed the notifications, like drop down stuff. I will put SignMod 12.1 on my M9, and then I will probably put my AT&T SIM card in there and try it out. What's up, Babby Boy 7? Baby boy, but I don't know how to say that. Do you know if they'll put a... Do you know when... Nope, it's old. Do you know... What's old? What are you talking about, Vishal? What is old? Oh, the video. Okay. The FPS Russia. Yeah, I saw it then. I've seen all of his videos, man. Do you know if they will unlock the bootloader for the Note 5 so we can root it? The Note 5, if you got it on Verizon or AT&T, take your hand and do this. And say, I will never buy a Samsung phone on AT&T or Verizon again if I want root. Sprint and T-Mobile let you unlock bootloaders. Sprint has crappy service in the Kansas City area. Can't use the phone. It's garbage. You have a really nice phone on a really crappy network. T-Mobile, I get 50, 60 down on my phone when I'm not at home. I get it at home too, but I have fiber, and I would rather get 1,000 down versus 50 down. So I'm going to use my Wi-Fi. But my T-Mobile is very fast. It's unlimited. I can use 50, 60, 70 gigs in a month without worrying about my service being canceled, without worrying about over fees. And my bootloader is unlocked. They're always unlocked on T-Mobile and Sprint. Always. If you bought a... You must be really new to Android if you bought a Samsung phone on Verizon or AT&T and you want root. If you ever want to see root... I'm not even talking anymore. The only thing you should ever get on Verizon is the Nexus 6 if you want root. An AT&T, probably an HTC phone would be your best bet because you could get S off and then root it. But a Samsung phone, you're going to be waiting months. I mean months. If there's even an exploit, someone figures out an exploit to get it rooted. And then there's going to be a patch that blocks that exploit. So if you update your phone at any moment from the time you bought it, you're done. You're never going to see root ever. I don't know about US Cellular. Never had them before. No more locked bootloaders. You saw that video. Thank you, yo buddy. Heck yeah, dude. My bill every single month is $79. I can text all I want. I can talk all I want. I can use all the data I want. Can I show you my bill? Hold on a second. $79 every single month. Every single month. With Sprint, I had a $59 plan, but my bill was like $100 and some change. Like, my plan is $50 for the data and the talking, and $20 for the data. For for the texting and the talking, $50. $20 for the data. Now it's like $30 for the data. But I have the older plan. It's at $70. They're only charging me $9 in taxes and fees. $9. Sprint would never do that. Verizon would never do that. AT&T surely wouldn't do that. All those companies, you got a $70 plan, you're going to get a $100 plus bill. I love T-Mobile, okay? I've never gotten anything from them, and I'm a normal customer. I don't get any sort of discounts. I don't get any sort of extra treatment, but I love them. I love them so much. I've had them for almost 2 years now, and I'll probably have them indefinitely. And the moment, okay, so my wife has family in a small city just outside of Nashville, and Sprint was the only company that had LTE out there. For some reason, LTE picked up out there, and it was like 9 down. So it was really good. T-Mobile had G. My little bar at the top said G. I call that garbage. It was terrible. My T-Mobile phone was unusable. AT&T was no different. It was like 3G or something. It was bad. I went out there, I think it was about a year ago. We went out there to visit him again, and I don't know if I had Sprint at the time. I got rid of Sprint last year? I don't know. I got rid of Sprint like a year or two ago. It was like October. I think it was October 2014. I got rid of them. I was paying this bill for a phone that was sitting on a shelf, and I never used that phone because there'd be some contest on the radio, and it's like, here's the lottery numbers. Go to our Mix 95 website and type in these numbers, and you have full bars of 3G, but nothing loads. Nothing. I had to go home and get on Wi-Fi. When the Nexus 5 came out, I couldn't use my Sprint Note 3 to go to the site and buy it. I had to go to a laundromat because we had just moved. So we didn't have Comcast yet. I had to go to a laundromat with free Wi-Fi and bring my laptop with me to buy an Nexus 5. Because Sprint couldn't give me service. Where was this conversation going? Something about T-Mobile. I don't even know. But Sprint, man, don't even get me started. Let's not talk about Sprint. You're just gonna piss me off. We're gonna get off topic and just really get frustrated here. I love T-Mobile so much. Where was I going with that? I was talking about Sprint. I don't even remember where I was going with that. Hold on. Oh yeah. Okay, so this area, this small town, this small city, I went out there and I had LTE with T-Mobile. I was like, this is amazing. You guys are awesome. They keep expanding their towers. In areas I never had LTE before, I now have LTE. If T-Mobile ever expands their coverage to the point where almost everybody has access to 4G LTE, they will be the number one carrier. T-Mobile's already kicked Sprint in the ass in customers. T-Mobile is now officially the third largest carrier. If they can ever get LTE into more people's hands in more areas, they're doing it right now. But if they get to if in a couple years from now, all of you that have tried T-Mobile and don't have LTE in your area, if you get LTE in your area, T-Mobile's going to be the number one carrier in the world. T-Mobile's going to be. I said it. It's going to happen. If I call T-Mobile, when we got AT&T, we had 2 lines with T-Mobile. No contract. I said, I want to cancel the line. Is there a reason for this? I was like, well, I just don't need it anymore. They're like, okay, cool. Cancel the line. Super friendly. Super nice people. Got the phone. When I wanted to unlock my phone, and I was wondering why the app wasn't working or whatever. Hi, thank you for calling T-Mobile. How may I help you today? And just super freaking nice. Every single time I've ever called T-Mobile customer service, they've been super freaking nice. It's like they know my phone number and they'll be really nice to this guy. I know it's not the case, but oh my goodness, man. I've never had this good of experience with the company. With Sprint, I didn't have service. I had to step outside my apartment to use my damn phone for a phone call. And they're like, oh, we'll send you an air rave. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I paid this much money, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, 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 no. So after a long conversation, they're like, here's your order number or your confirmation number. It'll be shipped to you. I wait a week or two. Nothing's there. I call them back. Here's my reference number. Oh, we're not showing this in the system. The freaking lady gave me a fake number to get me off the damn phone. If there's a company I hate worse than Sprint, it's probably Verizon. If there's a company I hate more than Verizon, it's probably Sprint. Oh my gosh. Alright. I get going. I get so heated, dude. I get so heated. Alright. True Josh. Sprint is extremely high. T-Mobile's cheaper. I used them for 10 years. They're awesome. They're now fixed 4G LTE in my NC, so I may get them again next year. Awesome, dude. Congrats. Always love T-Mobile, plus the CEO is great. Yeah, that CEO, he is unlike any other CEO. To go to an AT&T party and get kicked out? Oh my god, dude. That would be an interesting dude to talk to. See you later, Vishal. Bye. You're speaking the truth about Sprint. The bootloader was the talk. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. T-Mobile's the best thing ever to me, too. Oh, I need to watch him on Periscope. That'd be a really good, fun dude to watch on Periscope. Verizon screwed me. When I got my iPhone, on the 10th day, I had 14 days to decide whether I liked the service or not. On the 10th day, I returned it. Called them up, canceled my service. They gave me a freaking email to ship the phone off to and everything. Print out the label, sent the iPhone back, didn't want it anymore. Wasn't happy with T-Mobile or with Verizon. I wasn't happy with the phone. It wasn't for me. I tried it. It wasn't for me. Nothing against anybody that likes iPhones. Just, I didn't like it. None of the things I love about Android were there. Except for some of them. That they innovated. That we've been doing for years now. But anyways, what they did was they kept my freaking line open for a month, and then they cut my service off. And then I get a bill for $500 saying I owe a cancellation fee, I owe the month of service. I call them up, and they're like, no, there's nothing we can do about it. I'm trying to find the recording, because my LG G3 was rooted, and everything I talked, everything I said was recorded. So I'm sitting there going through all our recordings, and when she hears my dad's conversation, I'm like, nope, that wasn't it. And I found another 800 number, and like, oh, that was different. That was a different company. All of a sudden, she's like, oh shit, he's gonna find our conversation, and it's gonna say, okay, your service is now cut off. Here's your tracking number. Thank you for trying out Verizon. Come back to us in the future. And it's like, so she was like, all right, we fixed it. You owe us for the 10 days you had the phone. Fine. I'll give you $70. That's what she said I owed her, $70. I get a bill in the mail for $500. I'm just like, I'm not paying a bill until you give me a bill for $70. I had my phone for 10 days. I don't owe you a cancellation fee for my contract. I don't owe you a month of service. Verizon did this to me back in freaking 2005, and I was like, okay, that was not like 8 or 9 years ago. Let's try Verizon out again. And Verizon scammed me almost 10 years later again. F you, Verizon. F you, Verizon. I hate you. Yes. It's still here. It's right here. Haven't turned it on in a little while. But it's still here. I still have it. I like this little thing. I just haven't really played with it. Windows 10 is available for it, sort of, I think. Like a little tiny, like, preview image or something. Like, not full-blown Windows 10. So I've been meaning to play with it, just haven't gotten around to it. Oh, Boss Guy. I remember. I remember those. I remember you. I remember that name definitely. I promise you. No, I would not get the 6. Are you? I just freaking ranted about my not liking the iPhone. No way. No freaking way. And they're high. I ordered like a 4 gig data plan, and it was supposed to be $70 a month. $70 a month, just like my T-Mobile bill. $70 a month, or I think it was $79 a month. My estimated bill was $129 a month. $129 for one phone and 4 gigs of data. That's why I didn't want the damn service. and when I would run speed tests on AT&T, both of them would be a little like AT&T might pull ahead a little bit in speed test. Verizon might pull ahead a little bit on a speed test. The biggest kicker for Verizon was the moment you step into Best Buy, you're down to 3G. You no longer have LTE. On the AT&T, at the time we're using the OnePlus One, full bars of LTE, full freaking bars. I go to scan go to Walmart, same story. Go to scan a barcode to check a price, right? To check the price, see if it's cheaper on Amazon or somewhere else. It's taking forever to load on Verizon 3G on the iPhone. Take a picture of OnePlus One. Oh, it's $40 on Amazon. That's a little bit cheaper. I'm gonna price match. Thank you. Verizon service is not as good as they claim. Not as good as they claim. What's going on, Ball Man? You missed a lot of rants about Sprint and Verizon. What's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with the S6 Edge. I don't know if they've improved it from the S6 normal. The S6 normal I don't have anymore. Got rid of it. I didn't want to use it. My M9 without touching the S6 or the M9, fully charge it in the morning, unplug both of them at the same exact time. Chargers right next to each other. Later on that night, go to pull out the S6, won't turn on. Battery's completely dead. You didn't touch your phone all day. M9 has a 93% battery life left. The S6 wasn't for me. The battery life sucked. I was like, reset it. My battery life works much better. Reset it. Install very, very, very few apps. Apps I have on this phone and some apps that I don't, that are on this phone that I have on that phone. And my wife, it died for my wife really fast. She could not stand the battery life on it, just like I couldn't. Went back to the Note 4. Project Fi. I got a question about that earlier and I answered it. I am interested in the service because it's like there are areas where like this area I was talking about where T-Mobile at first didn't have LTE but Sprint did, so I would use my Sprint phone and like that would literally be the only time I ever got to use my phone because everywhere else it just sucked and that area worked fine. Like with Project Fi they use Sprint and T-Mobile. So in areas where Sprint might have better coverage than T-Mobile, it would use Sprint. So I am interested in Project Fi, especially if like Verizon or AT&T ever got on board. But they're both, Verizon and AT&T are two extremely money-hungry companies that will scam and screw customers out of every last penny and dollar they can. So there's no way they would ever sign up for Project Fi. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I'm interested in Project Fi. If I get an invite on my other email account where I won't lose my Google Voice account that I've had for so many years and I really enjoy and I use it on all my phones, then I will sign up for Project Fi. But I'm not going to get rid of my Google Voice account because your Project Fi replaces your Google Voice account and you lose some things like call recording and other features that I've been using for so many years now. The power lines are working great. No issues. It's like 100 and something down. Like in the video, it's still that. But that's across different circuits that's in an apartment where these wires have probably been around for many, many years without ever. Some people say you need to clean them or something. There's a way to make your power lines better or something. And then if you have them on the same circuit, it's better. So it could probably be better if I had one power line in here and one on the other side, so I'd have to run a cable. It'd probably be really, really, really fast. I should try that eventually, but power line's great. And if you're looking to get much better coverage than you have with Wi-Fi, and a spot where it's a dead zone or something, definitely consider power lines. Great. Yeah, dude, my Sprint. I was on an everything referral plus with Sprint. Like an employee, my cousin's an employee, so someone else I know that's an employee sent me a link and I signed up, and it was a $59 plan, but my bill was $99 this month, $101 this month, $106 that month, back to $98 this month. It was never the same. It was always around $100 and some change. Come to KC, dude. I lived 11 minutes outside of fiber. I was 11 minutes outside of it. I went to the fiber website. I looked at we literally looked at 9 little dots that had fiber for apartments, and we printed out all the listings, and we went to all 9 apartments. Do you accept pets? How much is it per month? How many bedrooms do you have? We looked at 9 different places and ended up settling with this one. This is a 3-bedroom apartment, and they allow pets, and it has fiber, and it was really close to where my wife works. So, I've moved to get Google Fiber. And now I want to move. Now if I want to move, I've got to go where this area has fiber. The daily phones right now are Note 5 and the Nexus 6. Before that, it was the M9 and the Nexus 6. Before that, it was my Note 4 and my Nexus 6. Before that, it was my Nexus 5 and my M8. you see a pattern here? Cricket and Boost Mobile. If you don't want a contract, or if you don't want a huge carrier, either one of those. I've had Cricket before, back when they were a little bitty company and had very, very few areas with service. Now they're a lot different, and they have. And when I had them, they didn't have the thing where they could go outside in different networks like Sprint and stuff, and use their network. But now they can. You get so many minutes of roaming, or at least that's what it was at some point. So Cricket's changed a lot. Nothing against Cricket or Boost. I've had Boost Mobile back when I made $4 an hour delivering pizzas and couldn't afford anything else. My life was based off of tips, which didn't happen in the ghetto. This dude's order was $20.20. He hands me a $20 bill, and I didn't hand him his pizza. He's like, "Where's my pizza?" I'm like, "Well, it's 20 cents. I don't have 20 cents." I'm like, "Okay, well then you don't have a pizza." Dude hands me a quarter. I hand the pizza, started to walk away. He's like, "Dude, where's my change?" Wanted his nickel back. And then I had a customer pay me $18 and 60-something cents in change in a bag full of nickels and pennies and dimes. I don't even think there's a quarter in sight in there. I just took the bag up, gave him his pizza, went back and counted it. It was actually the right change. But I figured if it was $1 too short, I'd have admitted the difference up. Oh, that sucks, dude. Metro PCS uses T-Mobile. Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Oh, my battery's low. I haven't charged it since yesterday. I pulled it off the charger yesterday because I went in the living room to do some stuff with it. So. I'm loving the Note 5. I love it so far. It could easily be my main phone, easily. Nexus 6 on AT&T, Note 5 on T-Mobile. I like having two phones because if I don't have LTE, if I go to Gardner, Olathe, Lenexa, if I go somewhere, maybe AT&T works a little better than T-Mobile. Hasn't happened yet, but if it ever does, and AT&T's a little bit better, I'm gonna use a phone that's a little faster. So, I'm a two phone man. I can't say like I couldn't pick just one phone. I'm having a hard time. I would carry the M9, the Nexus 6, and the Note 4. You'd see three phones in my pocket at all times, but I don't have three carriers. I don't have three carriers anymore. So right now, the Note 5 is definitely a solid phone, and I've been live streaming for an hour and 40 minutes now. And the thing is not even just, so barely warm on the back. Nowhere else is it warm. Loving it, dude. Loving it, Joseph. RDS? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Dude, you're timed on those deliveries. You got to get to your next delivery in so many minutes. And Pizza Hut was the worst company I ever worked for. I worked for them for 2 weeks. If you didn't get to the customer's house in so much minutes and you're back at the store, they would dock your hours. They would give hours to the person that delivered faster. And I'm sorry. And I said this to Pizza Hut. I said, I will not go 50 miles an hour in a 30 mile an hour zone just to get this customer their pizza in 6 minutes. It's not going to happen. If you pay my speeding ticket, fine, I'll do it. I'll freaking do it. No, we ain't paying your speeding ticket. You got to pay that out of your own pocket. And then if you get 2 of those tickets, you're done. You're off the road. You can't drive anymore. And if we don't need you as a pizza cutter or cooker or whatever, then you're out of here. You're done. You don't have a job. So I did the freaking speed limit. And they ended up cutting my hours so damn bad, I went to Papa John's and worked there for a year. Papa John's is a good company. I didn't get paid much at the time. But hell, they're hiring delivery drivers here in Missouri like $11, $12, $13 an hour plus tips. That's way better than the $4.25 an hour I made in Tennessee delivering pizzas and not getting tips sometimes because you delivered to the ghetto. In the ghetto, they don't tip. Well, I didn't get tipped in the ghetto. And if you did deliver to a certain area and you did get a tip, there was this one lady, I would always get an $8 tip. So when a little receipt printed out and I had an address to go to, I would know that address by memory. I'd be like, this lady gives me an $8 tip. I'd go there and be like, here's your pizza, ma'am. And she hands me an $8 tip and I'm like, thank you. And I get in my truck and I go back to the store. Man, delivery people, remember what you tip them. Note 5 battery life's been awesome so far. I'm not complaining at all. And thank you, RDS. I just get excited. I went to the gym and couldn't stop clicking the pin on. Here,